Do you want to see me change a Cambelt? I bought a kit, Cambelt tensioner and a water pump. There's a tensioner here. There should be a little peg in that hole and a spring wrapped around a special bolt that goes in there. And I ain't got one. I'll show you on the new tensioner. Lots of good videos on changing Cambelt, so I can't teach you anything. But all my things line up. You got this. This is the mounting, and that does line up with a dot on the block. I've got the bottom pulley off, and I've turned the engine over and over and cleaned all those pulleys with a wire brush as best I can. So I'll show you the other bits. So bottom pulley, this needs a good clean, that's very corroded in there. And I don't have an impact gun, but I've got this tool which I made for something else which I can't remember. But that works well, you can drop those in the holes and get that off. That came off quite easily actually, quite surprised. And I've got a water pump, and I'm in two minds whether to fit that. I mean, I'll take the old one off and have a look, but the old one is a Motorcraft and this is a Repro one. I don't know which is the best. Here's my new tensioner, and this one's got the peg in it there. That's where the bolt goes with the spring wrapped around it. So I've got to try and get one of those. So at least I'll get all this cleaned up, ready to fit back on. Here's something else that doesn't look right. This bolt, I've not undone that any, but it seems to be hanging out. I'll take that off and see what it looks like. These are the bolts out of the water pump. It looks like that's some sort of shoulder bolt. I don't think that tube is separate, but I'll clean it up and see what happens. That's my new pump number, and it's a BGA. If I can put it together. No, I can't. The impeller's different. I don't see that makes a whole lot of difference. But this one's alloy, and that one's steel. So I'm going to fit the new one. I guess this bolt's original, but there's not an awful lot. There was no washers on these. I can just about get a split washer on there. They look actually quite loose. So put some copper slip on those and bolt it on. And that's really as far as I can go till I get that tensioner spring and bolt. The pulley's there at top dead centre. There's the mounting, you can just see through there, and there is a dot stamped on the cylinder head, and I should put a mark on the top of this pulley here and on the block. In fact, I'll put loads of marks on, and I'll put a mark on the edge of the belt and the edge of the pulley and the edge of the belt and the edge of the pulley, just to make doubly sure. It's a bit of a dark art, isn't it, Cambelt, but this one seems pretty straightforward. So that's it for now. I just spoke with Burton Power, and they say most people do away with that spring and just use the two bolts, which in some ways makes sense really, because if that spring breaks which springs do break, you've got no tension, and that would be bad news, wouldn't it? Now I'm just going to carry on with the setup I've got. There's no wear on the old belt, but it's old. It needs doing. I've counted the teeth, 119 teeth on both, so that's good. That's the old pulley, which is pretty gnarly. That needed changing. And I've marked the belt here and here, and I've marked the pulleys that it goes on as well, just as an extra check. I think that's good. That's not moved. There's my white dot on the pulley and the belt, and my white dot on the pulley and the belt. Marked that pulley there, and I've marked the crank as well. So I've put some tension on there. Let's see how that is. And all back together. I was in such a hurry I didn't film any of it, but everything else was as you'd expect. Turned it over 3 times by hand, fired it up, job done.